Tonight, vaccinating the vulnerable. There's an effort underway to speed up the process for an overlooked population in Minnesota. And return to learn. The Duluth School Board announces plans to get kids back in the classroom when it could happen. Plus, letting them play why students in Michigan could soon start contact sports once again.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here in the Northland, we're cleaning up from a fresh dumping of snow, and now a brutal cold front is upon us that could bring with it some dangerously low temperatures. Dave Anderson is here now to discuss how cold it will be and for how long. Dave, a few of us are still getting a little bit of snow. But that cold is definitely starting to settle in, huh?
The cold is settling in northwestern Minnesota and working through the rest of the region, though some towns are still facing troubles with a little bit of snow. Douglas County in Wisconsin, winter weather advisory till 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some more snow possible there. The South Shore from the Bayfield Peninsula on through Iron County still looking at a winter storm warning until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. In just the past couple of minutes, though, for Gogebic County, the warning has been dropped there. So that's a bright note, but also starting up is now a wind chill advisory in the Arrowhead of Minnesota from Lake County into Cook County until 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And with winds kicking up and temperatures dropping, I think we're going to be dealing with a lot more wind chill advisories, especially through the weekend. Taking a look at the Doppler Satellite Map here, we do see a few snow showers still popping up in the Bayfield Peninsula, but they're starting to exit even Iron County and through the Upper Peninsula, a sign that maybe we don't need these warnings to stay around all the way till 6 o'clock. What's the forecast then for tonight and through tomorrow? Well, the short-term forecast, especially for the head of the lake, says temperatures are dropping. Morning low, for example, will be around 5 below. Mostly cloudy sky for most zones throughout the day on Friday with a high temp of only 6 above for a lot of our places. And that's going to be one of the warmer days over the next 7 or 8 or so. It's a long cold snap. We'll talk about the depths of the cold coming up in more detail in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. As the vaccine continues to roll out, families with high-risk health conditions are wondering when it will be their turn. Some are asking state leaders to move vulnerable adults into a higher priority group. Kate Raditz has more on the push to get people with Down syndrome vaccinated sooner.
24-year-old JJ has Down syndrome. His family has taken every measure to protect him from COVID-19.
It's been absolutely terrifying for our families. I know that we have not been in restaurants. We haven't been in grocery stores. We have not traveled. We have been on a deep lockdown.
Researchers found that individuals with Down syndrome were almost 5 times more likely to be hospitalized from COVID and 10 times higher risk for death from the disease. Researchers suspect immune abnormalities along with 3 copies of chromosome 21 rather than the usual 2, making people with Down syndrome more vulnerable to severe COVID-19. A spokesperson for the Minnesota Department of Health told WCCO the state will follow CDC guidelines, putting the state's Down syndrome adult population in 1C unless they are in a congregate care setting, which is in the 1A Tier 3 phase.
Now, being behind 2.4 million people, it doesn't really seem like a prioritization at all, especially when there's only 3.6 million adults in Minnesota.
There's now a petition online calling for Minnesotans with Down syndrome to be moved to the front of Phase 1B, saying that roughly 80% of Minnesota's population of people with Down syndrome live with family or out in the community. MDH officials were asked Tuesday about the plans to vaccinate those who are under 65 but have higher risk conditions.
They need to get vaccine as soon as we have more vaccine available, but unfortunately, that is the problem. We absolutely just do not have enough vaccine available.
The Down Syndrome Association of Minnesota says there are around 2,200 adults with Down syndrome in Minnesota. As more COVID vaccines become available, people have had questions about their effectiveness. But doctors say instead of focusing on the efficacy, we should focus on the impact they'll have on hospitalizations and deaths. Dr. David Hilden says the main goal is not to wipe out the virus entirely, but to make it survivable instead.
This vaccine will not prevent many of us from getting low-level infections. It might not prevent us from getting asymptomatic infections, but it will dramatically reduce the number of people who get seriously ill, and it'll dramatically reduce the number of people who die.
According to recent studies, in trials of the top 5 COVID vaccines, there were very few hospitalizations and no deaths. After 11 months of distance learning, Duluth middle and high schoolers could soon be back in the classroom. Superintendent John Magus announced the plans tonight. As the proposal stands right now, 6th, 9th, and 12th graders could be hybrid learning the week of March 8th. 7th, 8th, 10th, and 11th graders would return the week of March 15th. Distance learning would still be an option. Magus says the state requires Duluth be in a hybrid model for these students before moving to fully in-person learning. He says they have the students' needs in mind with this return to plan.
One of the primary concerns that we had for wanting to bring our students back was thinking about the tremendous concerns for students' social, emotional, and mental health needs, and that need for connection.
This is still a proposal. It's not exactly clear when exactly it could be finalized. It could take months before children will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, but medical experts at Essentia Health are encouraging everyone to get the vaccine when eligible. Hospitals like Essentia are waiting on guidelines from the CDC and Minnesota Department of Health when it comes to learning more about the vaccine and children. But like any other vaccines, experts say swelling or soreness around the injection site and fevers are normal symptoms after vaccination. They expect that to be a similar situation for children.
Find that the body's actually doing its job and making the right cells, the right antibodies to fight the infection.
Experts also say it is a waiting game to know if children and adults will be split into separate priority groups once the general public is able to get the vaccine. In Michigan, State Superintendent Michael Rice is asking lawmakers to tack on more time to the school year to catch up, after many children have fallen behind due to distance learning. Scott Wolchek explains why some educators in the state have mixed feelings about an extension.
Doing your schoolwork from behind a screen can be a big challenge.
A lot of students didn't have access to technology right off the get-go when we had to go into remote learning. You know, school districts had to scramble.
We know that there's some lost learning that's occurred. Really depends upon what kind of supports they have behind the scenes.
And to help students catch up with lost learning, State Superintendent Michael Rice is asking state lawmakers to consider extending the school year beyond the standard 180 days post-pandemic.
The 180 days in Michigan are not equitable to what we see in other countries where they're successful with their education.
Bay City Public Schools Superintendent Steve Bigelow says the idea could potentially work.
I do think it can be effective. Anytime you're increasing the amount of instruction, that is helpful.
Carmen Ainsworth biology teacher Frank Berger says it may not be the right answer.
There's a whole host of issues that are going to take place if you try and lengthen the school year. I mean, one of them, for example, is going to be, I don't know where the state's going to come up with the money they're going to have to pay teachers, because we are certainly not going to work an extra 10 to 12 or 13 or 14, 15 days on the same salary.
Also, probably not too thrilled with the idea, the students.
Anytime you're extending a school year and reducing summer vacation, that it's unpopular with students.
But students don't have to worry about losing out on summer fun just yet. The school year extension wouldn't take effect in 2021, and it would likely need legislative approval. Calendar is decided at the district level.
School calendar is a mandatory subject of bargaining with the local teachers union, so this has to be bargained.
Meanwhile, Michigan is lifting a months-long ban on youth contact sports that was ordered to curb rising coronavirus cases. Governor Gretchen Whitmer announced the move Thursday. Competition can resume Monday as long as masks are worn. Winter high school sports such as basketball, hockey, wrestling, and competitive cheer, along with youth leagues, have effectively been restricted to non-contact activities since November.
Today, DHHS is issuing an epidemic order to allow in-person practice and competitions for sports leagues starting on Monday, February 8th.
If face coverings cannot be worn, athletes must be regularly tested for COVID-19 under the revised order. A 250 to 500 spectator limit will remain in place depending on the size of a stadium or arena. Now, this order comes after a group known as Let Them Play Michigan sued the state earlier this week. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, with the brutal cold moving in, folks without a home are in danger. How local shelters hope to help, coming up next.
Here's a quick look at our road conditions in case you have to do a late night run. Most of Minnesota's not doing too bad. Some slippery stretches in northern Minnesota. Much of Wisconsin has slippery stretches as well. And towards the snow belt, snow-covered roads are reported there because folks in that neck of the woods still have a few more hours of snow chances coming around. And I'll talk about the snow and cold coming around coming up after our break.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When facing a major healthcare decision, it's wise to seek a second opinion from a team of established experts. Financial decisions deserve the same level of care and expertise. At MPPL Financial, we develop your plan by assembling a personalized team that includes experts in multiple disciplines. So the result is a coordinated care plan that covers all areas of your financial life. Your outcome depends on the quality of care you receive. Call today to set up your free second opinion consultation or visit mpplfinancial.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact and subcompact tractors. Our reliable #1 selling tractors are designed for easy operation and feature all the performance-matched attachments needed to tackle any job. Right now, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $1,000.
Serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Attention oxygen therapy users.
I was on oxygen tanks and I couldn't go anywhere and do much of anything. I didn't dare go far.
It's time to reclaim your independence with an Inogen 1 oxygen concentrator.
I got my life back. I really love my Inogen.
Inogen makes its own oxygen from the air around you, so you'll never worry about running out of oxygen again.
Do I think Inogen is worth the money? It's worth every single penny of it.
Call now for your free information kit.
Working outside in the cold, Northwest Outlet is your winter headquarters for warm clothing in sizes up to 4X from Carhartt and Area, including FR Clothing. Northwest Outlet carries insulated coats, jackets and bibs, fleece and flannel lined jeans, get warm pullovers and hoodies, and high-vis clothing, along with a huge selection of long underwear. Northwest Outlet says keep your feet warm and comfortable with brand names like Rocky, Danner, Baffin, Georgia, Carhartt, and Keen. Plus, they have socks galore. Northwest Outlet, it's the only place to shop for your winter outdoor clothing. Superior.
Hi, I'm Ron Gardenhire, longtime Twins manager. I have retired from baseball, but I won't retire from the fight against ALS till we find a cure. Because of COVID, this year we will be having a virtual Blackwoods Blizzard Tour banquet. So please join me on Saturday, February 6th at 6:30 p.m. for the virtual banquet program, live in Duluth, Minnesota. To join me, go to blackwoodsblizzardtour.com.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Our snow system. For some folks, a pain in the neck, they have to shovel. And for others, well, it was white gold coming from the sky. More snowmobiling, more skiing. Snowshoeing even. Boy, I haven't done that probably since 1980. Wonder if I still have it in me. Well, anyway, let's talk about totals out there. Guile, the king of snow, or the queen of snow if you want to look at it that way, 7 inches. So the snow belt's starting to pay off with the heavier totals. Hayward, not far out of the snow belt, 5.5. Superior, 4. Ashland, Iron River, and Hermantown, 3.5. Herbster, you'd think being that close to Lake Superior they'd have more, but 3 inches is better than nothing if you're a snow fan. Moose Lake, away from the lake, only about 2 inches. And now the snow is wrapping up and the cold is coming, and we'll talk about that chilling trend coming up in just a bit. But right now it's down to 9 above at the airport in Duluth, so that colder air is coming. 70% is the relative humidity. West-northwest winds running 15 miles per hour. One of the reasons why we have a wind chill advisory tonight for Lake and Cook counties in Minnesota. And I'll bet tomorrow night the rest of us follow suit. Air pressure's falling down. Now it's at 29.46 inches of mercury because of the 2 low pressure systems working through the area, the ones that brought the snow today. Current temp in Watersmeet, 19, 16 Ironwood and Ashland, 13 Hayward, 17 LaPointe, 12 to 13 from Solon Springs to Superior. Even east central Minnesota now starting to dip temperature-wise. 7 in Cloquet to 10 in Moose Lake. Up the North Shore right by the lake, still at least double digits above zero. Single digits for the Mesabi and Vermilion Iron Ranges and borderland as well. And should go to about 10, 5 below for Minnesota, maybe around 0 for Wisconsin tonight. And that's just the start, not the heart, of the cold snap that's coming our way. So here are the low pressure systems that brought the snow earlier today and could keep some going for the South Shore through about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But the cold is coming. And once it does start to get here, it should shut off the snow machine. And again, I think this is a good look, an estimate at what the totals will be around here by tomorrow morning. Most of Minnesota didn't do that much, 1 to 3 inches, but the North Shore and northern Wisconsin did a little better, 4 to 6 for most places. And Bayfield and the Upper Peninsula, as we've seen, some towns in the 7-inch range. Maybe the 12 is pushing it a little too far, but again, Bayfield Peninsula, Upper Peninsula will get the most of the deal here. And then the deal says, cold weather comes to call for Friday, and then it sticks around for a week. Arctic high pressure will have a hold of us for at least 7 days, maybe even 8. Let's take a look now at the forecast tonight. Minnesota temps, they'll go from 10 below to about 0. Wisconsin and Michigan temps, maybe 0 to 2 above. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan daytime high, 6 to 9 above. Mostly cloudy for Wisconsin, but maybe still a little more snow for the Upper Peninsula. Minnesota highs 3 inland, 10 right by the lake if you find open water, mostly cloudy sky. And here comes the cold then. 15 below Saturday morning, 25 below Sunday morning, 20 below both Monday and Tuesday morning, with dry conditions and sunshine brought by the Arctic high pressure. High temps might get to 3 above if you're patient and wait till next Wednesday and Thursday.
Thanks, Dave. The Arctic temperatures moving in are miserable for most of us, but can be life-threatening for people experiencing homelessness. As CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo tells us, warming centers in the Twin Ports are gearing up to give a lot of people a safe place to stay.
For people experiencing homelessness in northern Minnesota, winter is a huge challenge. The Ruth House in Superior never closed during the pandemic, and the cold weather makes them more valuable than ever.
You know, people could deal with a regular temperature when you start getting wind chills, and it gets real scary for people. I mean, they can freeze in just a matter of minutes.
Ruth House is expanding their hours to accommodate more people during this cold snap. They want to help everyone, even if they'd rather stay outside.
Some people don't want to come into a warming center. So then we go out and we get the word out. So if they need a sleeping bag or they need something in particular, we want to make sure that those folks are taken care of as well.
In Duluth, Chum is open 24/7. They've been busy making rounds around town, ensuring everyone is taken care of.
It's going to be dangerously cold this weekend, so, you know, making sure people that won't come in, at least, you know, they have jackets, they have gloves.
The influx of people using warming centers is another reminder of a bigger problem facing the Twin Ports.
It's the affordable housing that really needs to be addressed, and I'm sure every community is feeling that. But we know that we have tried to serve this community we call Superior and the Twin Ports the best we can.
As the cold weather sets in, warming centers want people to come in, no matter the time of day or night.
We're open. You know, it's one more option for the community here, and there's, you know, don't worry, anybody going to judge you here. You want to come in and warm up, take a shower, have something to eat, come on ahead. You know, we're here.
Both Chum and the Ruth House are taking precautions to protect against COVID-19. DTA buses will give free rides to these warming centers. If you would like more information about the resources they offer, we do have a link on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a new tool to help end the pandemic may be on the way. We'll have the details next.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health orthopedic surgeon Jefferson Davis talks about treating troublesome feet and ankles, which could involve using a joint or complete reconstruction.
Obviously, we walk every day, and we're on our feet most of the days, most of us are, and a lot of these people have disabling pain that they just can't deal with. Our bodies aren't made to last forever. They wear out, tendons wear out, the tendons that hold up our arches wear out, our feet get flat, some with time. People have sporting injuries, twist their ankle, rupture their ligaments. Those sometimes need to be reconstructed. I see quite a few people for flat foot, progressive flat, their arches fallen, they're having increasing pain. I see a lot of people for or what they call Haglund's deformity, or a bump on their heel that's rubbing on their Achilles tendon and causing a lot of pain in their heel. I also see a lot of people for ligament instability of their ankle.
Dr. Davis says technology has made the procedures he performs much more precise.
They are computer guided in that we take a CT of the ankle before we do the ankle replacement. We send it away and they make specialized jigs that just fit onto that person's anatomy, and that enables us to put pins in exact places, take those jigs off and put on the regular cutting blocks that we cut the bone with, and it cuts it very precisely. It's better than anything when you have a patient that's happy and has had a good result, that there's no replacement for that. So yeah, that's why I do this.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentialhealth.org/medicalinsight.
Home of Super Bowl 55.
Our schools provide so much more than just learning support.
The school year didn't start out the way that we wanted it to, but who's to say it won't be better at the end?
We need to slow the spread so our economy has a chance to recover.
So our kids can be in school and be on the ice.
And we can keep our friends and families safe. For our students and teachers.
For our essential workers.
For the people you love.
Thank you for doing your part. Go Hunters!
Dominate any terrain on a Polaris snowmobile from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
Questions about the COVID-19 vaccine? Now there's an information center to provide the details you need. Get local vaccine information and the latest from the CDC, all at CBS3Duluth.com. When it matters most, turn to live, local CBS3.
There's new hope on the horizon for another tool to combat the coronavirus. A major pharmaceutical company has asked for emergency approval on a single-dose vaccine, which could increase the amount of vaccines available. Here's Michael George.
Johnson & Johnson asked the FDA for emergency approval of its single-dose vaccine. The J&J vaccine stays fresh for months in a conventional refrigerator, though in clinical trials it's shown to be not quite as effective as the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. Across the U.S., people are lining up for their shots.
It does provide me with some hope.
Tomorrow, the iconic Yankee Stadium will become a mass COVID vaccination clinic for Bronx residents. The hope is to vaccinate 15,000 people in the first week. These Kentucky cousins are helping seniors register for vaccines.
We realized this was a need and that, our grandparents probably weren't the only senior citizens who needed help doing it.
And there's promising news of a new antibody test being developed by scientists at the University of Denver. It could determine whether someone testing positive for COVID will have mild or more severe symptoms. On Capitol Hill, Democrats are preparing to push President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan with or without GOP support.
This is the necessary first step in getting our economy up and running again and getting our arms around this COVID crisis.
Republicans are calling for a much smaller spending bill.
The remaining damage to our economy does not require another multi-trillion-dollar non-targeted Band-Aid.
Into Thursday night, Senate Republicans forced votes on a slew of amendments in a marathon session known as a vote-a-rama.
President Biden says he wants to fulfill a campaign promise of $1,400 payments to Americans, but might be willing to negotiate over who qualifies. Still ahead in sports, a good one in Hermantown as the Hawks and Grand Rapids squared off on the hardwood. Plus, crosstown rivals Duluth East and Duluth-Denfeld are also meeting up. Highlights coming up next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Hey, Dutch boy, show me Mocha Red.
Okay.
Does it have a smooth, durable finish?
Yes, and it's 50% more stain resistant.
You still talking to Dutch boy?
Dutch boy, show me Sleepy Purple.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's better.
He'll still help us paint, right?
With Dutch Boy's high-quality, high-performance paint and Menards friendly expert service, it's easy to twist off to something great.
You're handier than I thought.
This Valentine's Day, Numi Jewelers is featuring 3 ways to a woman's heart. A real rose trimmed in pure 24-karat gold that lasts forever. An 18-inch freshwater pearl necklace and a box of chocolates, all for $99. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
It is the question that matters the most, that takes you behind the story. Robert. It is the question. And without it, our purpose
That's news.
and our freedom fade. This is why.
The final Sunday of football is the biggest of them all. An epic matchup between the kid who's changing the game and the legendary quarterback. Mahomes and the defending champion Chiefs against Brady and the Bucks. Super Bowl 55, Sunday on CBS.
Then watch your local news with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Mack, Dave Anderson, and Kelly Hinsett on Live Local CBS3.
Hi, I'm Ron Gardenhire, longtime Twins manager. I have retired from baseball, but I won't retire from the fight against ALS till we find a cure. Because of COVID, this year we will be having a virtual Blackwoods Blizzard Tour banquet. So please join me on Saturday, February 6th at 6:30 p.m. for the virtual banquet program, live in Duluth, Minnesota. To join me, go to blackwoodsblizzardtour.com.
Together again, Jesse Jocks and Cole Koepke sure know how to play well together. They once occupied the same line at Hermantown High School. Kelly Hinsett sat down with both of them via Zoom ahead of this weekend's series against Miami.
Are you guys pretty well trained in doing interviews by now together? Because I feel like you do a lot of them.
Last couple of weeks, I think we've done we've probably done 4 or 5 together in the last 2 weeks now.
The Mississauga Ontario. Oh, that puck squeezes through and crosses the goal line.
Playing on the same line now, what is the biggest difference playing in college versus playing in high school together?
The overall level of the game in high school, we were kind of just scoring a lot, I'd say. And now college, it's just the competition is maybe more equal and just everyone's older.
I mean, Cole's the fast guy. Good shot. I'm just kind of the playmaker, giving him the puck, let him do his thing.
From a media standpoint, we look on the line chart and we go, Hermantown. These guys have played. When you guys are sent out there, your assignments are given. Do you even notice that? Do you even think, oh yeah, we played together in high school?
We know kind of the type of player we are, so we know little tendencies that one another might do out on the ice. I think that kind of can give us a step on the other team at times, but otherwise, as a team, I think we kind of just have a set plan, and it's more as a team, we're all kind of trying to do that same goal.
It's pretty cool that Hermantown has such a good pipeline to UMD, and that so many guys care and want to get to the next level.
So you know how to play well together. Do you also know how to get under each other's skin?
You can go first on that one, Jess.
I mean, yeah, we will mess around a little bit, but nothing too much. We like each other, I think, a little bit too much to get too angry at each other.
UMD takes on Miami this weekend. Puck drop is tomorrow at 6 and on Saturday at 4 on the My9 Sports Network. Prep action, Duluth Marshall hosting Cloquet Esco Carleton. Jacks take a 1-goal lead in the second period. And with a 5-on-3 power play, Cade Anderson blasts one home through traffic. CEC up 2-0. Later in the second, they're throwing the kitchen sink at the net. Dane Painovich Louds up a juicy rebound for Logan Dushkin, 3-0 after 2. CEC finished with 42 shots on goal. Braden Timon from Painovich there. They go on to win it 6-0. To the hardwood top 20 matchup in 7-3A. Hermantown hosting Grand Rapids. First half, Grand Rapids setting the tempo early as Taryn Hamling hits this step back three to give the Thunderhawks the lead. The other way, Avery Farrell showing off her speed, getting around her defender and finishing off with the left-handed layup. Then more Hermantown. Emma Herstedt hits a cutting Ellie Schmitz, who was too tough down low, getting the bucket to go. However, Grand Rapids just too much tonight as Kate Jampgard buries this wide open three to go. Grand Rapids wins this battle of one-loss teams in a tight one, 59-56, the final. Hilltoppers currently ranked 5th in Class AA. They took on Duluth East tonight. Gianna Neepkins all over the place. Stop, pop, and get buckets. Marshall took a big lead right out of the gate. Neepkins poured in 28 first-half points. Here she pulls up from the Greyhound. They're going to like that out in Utah. On the other end, 8th grader Reagan Juneman had a night pretty good for someone who picked up the game just 2 years ago. Had 28 tonight. Marshall wins big 88-63 at East. Continuing with more crosstown action, the Denfeld boys in search of their first win as they took on the 4-2 Duluth East Greyhounds. Early on, game tied. East moving up the floor. Maddie Thompson gives it to a cutting Za Buffalo for the easy 2. On the other end, John Bongiovanni looking like Dirk Nowitzki on this turnaround, pulls the Hunters within 2. But it would be all Greyhounds from there as Thompson comes up with a steal and the slam. A 5-point lead for them at that point. East goes on to win 72-21. Now that's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Don't avoid care during COVID-19. Ask your doctor how to stay heart healthy.
Even if you don't smoke, smoking-related illnesses cost you $593 every year. See how much we're all missing at missingitmn.org.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $400 a month as a new donor while saving lives. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. It's time to welcome the new year with the bath of your dreams. With our Say Goodbye to 2020 sale, we're offering 20% off labor, 20% off material, and no interest, no payment, and zero down until 2022. All of our products are backed with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and a lifetime warranty. For a free estimate, call us today or visit us online at bathplanet.com. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the Diamond Z4 CZ from mined diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats, surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. Get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-577-5801 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to diamondz4.com. So call 1-800-577-5801. Call now.
It is the question that matters the most, that takes you behind the story.
It is a new day in America.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust and the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. One word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose...
Don't forget this moment. Don't forget it.
And our freedom fade. This is why.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
All right, Dave, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for what's about to come. I'm not quite there yet, but it's going to get cold.
Yeah, and keep in mind the animals. You know, bring them in if they're not used to being outdoor animals. Even if they are outdoor animals, provide enough fodder and all of that thing for them, whether they're a mutter or a fodder. Old Abbott and Costello line there. Getting into the forecast for the week ahead, it's going to be cold for human and beast, with high temps running 5 below to 3 above, and 12 to 25 degrees below zero in the Duluth area, maybe even colder inland.
Oof, Don, not looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.